Let's talk about something most people whisper about, joke about, or secretly Google at 2 a.m. anal sex. It's one of those topics that's surrounded by curiosity, misinformation, and taboo. But let's be honest, people are doing it. A lot of people. So if it's happening, why not learn to do it safely, comfortably, and confidently? Anal sex, simply put, is when a penis is inserted into the anus. Some people explore it out of curiosity, others for pleasure, and some because it eliminates the risk of pregnancy. Whatever the reason, one thing is certain: it's becoming more common than most people think. Studies in the U.S. show that around 37% of men and 30% of women have tried it at least once, and about 10% of sexually active women regularly engage in it. So why do people do it? The reasons might surprise you. For some, it feels more intimate, an act that requires a deep level of trust, closeness, and vulnerability. For others, it's about variety, novelty, or even the thrill of doing something that society labels as forbidden. Some enjoy the unique blend of pain and pleasure sensations, while others find excitement in the power dynamics: giving, receiving, controlling, or surrendering. And for many couples, it's just another way to connect, to experiment, to explore new sides of intimacy. Believe it or not, anal sex isn't some modern-day invention. Historical records show depictions of it as far back as 300 AD, seen on ancient Peruvian pottery. Later, it appeared in Chinese scrolls, French art, and 19th-century photography. Humans have been exploring anal pleasure for centuries. We've just gotten quieter about it in modern times. But let's talk about what actually matters. Is it safe? The short answer: yes, it can be very safe, but only when done properly. Anal sex is different from vaginal sex in a few very important ways, and if you don't understand them, things can go from sensual to painful real fast. First rule: communication is everything. Before anything happens, both partners need to be on the same page. That doesn't just mean saying yes out loud, it also means paying attention to body language, tone, hesitation, or discomfort. If one person isn't relaxed or ready, the body will respond with tension, and tension leads to pain or even injury. Enthusiastic consent is not just sexy, it's essential. Second rule: lube, and more lube. Unlike the vagina, the anus doesn't produce natural lubrication. Without it, friction can cause microtears, bleeding, and pain. That's why a good, quality lubricant is a non-negotiable part of safe anal play. Water-based lubricants are the most commonly recommended for anal sex because they're compatible with condoms and safe for sensitive tissue. But here's the catch: they can dry out over time, so you'll need to reapply frequently. If you want something longer lasting, silicone-based lubes are a great option, but avoid using them with silicone toys since they can degrade the material. Oil-based lubes work too, but they're not compatible with latex condoms, which brings us to the next point. Condoms are still important even for anal sex. You might think, wait, there's no pregnancy risk, so why bother? Well, because anal sex carries a higher risk for sexually transmitted infections, STIs, than vaginal sex. The tissue inside the anus and rectum is extremely thin and delicate, making it more likely to tear and allow viruses or bacteria to enter the bloodstream. That means exposure to infections like HIV, HPV, gonorrhea, chlamydia, and syphilis can happen more easily. Unfortunately, studies show that very few people use condoms during anal sex, a mistake that can have serious consequences. If you're unsure about your partner's STI status or just want to protect yourself, use a condom every time. And if you're engaging in oral anal contact, often called rimming, use a dental dam, a thin sheet of latex that acts as a barrier to prevent the spread of infections. And remember, if you switch from anal to vaginal sex, always change the condom. The bacteria from the rectum can cause serious vaginal infections if transferred, so one condom per orifice, no exceptions. Now, let's talk about toys, because not all toys are created equal. If you're new to anal play, it's smart to start small, a lubricated finger or a small anal-specific toy. The key word there is anal-specific. Toys designed for anal use have a flared base or ring to prevent them from getting lost inside. This isn't just a joke, it happens more often than you'd think. The rectum can actually suck in objects that don't have a base, and retrieving them isn't something you want to explain to an ER doctor at 3 a.m. So always choose toys made for anal use. Think butt plugs, anal beads, and specially designed dildos. And don't forget, cleanliness is crucial. After using any toy for anal play, wash and sanitize it thoroughly before using it again. If you share toys with a partner, use a condom over the toy to minimize the risk of transmitting infections. Another golden rule: if it hurts, stop. Anal sex should never be forced or rushed. Pain is your body's way of saying not yet or too much. Forcing penetration can cause tears, bleeding, or even damage to the anal sphincter, the ring of muscles that helps you control bowel movements. In rare cases, an injury to that muscle can lead to fecal incontinence, difficulty holding in stool or gas. That's not a risk worth taking just because you were in a hurry or skipped the lube. Slow down, communicate, and let your body guide the pace. Anal sex, when done right, can be deeply pleasurable and even emotionally bonding, but it's not something you rush into or treat casually. It's about trust, exploration, and being attuned to your partner's body and your own. So if you're thinking about trying it, or if you already do, remember these key things. Consent comes first. Never pressure or be pressured. Use lots of lube always. Use condoms or barriers. Protect yourself and your partner. Start slow and stay relaxed. The more relaxed the muscles, the better the experience. Clean and communicate before, during, and after. Anal sex isn't dirty, dangerous, or shameful when approached with care and respect. It's simply another form of human intimacy, one that, like anything else, requires understanding and safety. So yes, you can absolutely have safe, sensual, satisfying anal sex as long as you're doing it mindfully, patiently, and with someone who values your comfort as much as their own. And if you're curious about the only FDA-approved condom for anal sex, look it up. It's designed specifically for protection and pleasure. At the end of the day, your body deserves respect, your pleasure deserves safety, and your health deserves priority. So take care of yourself, explore responsibly, and remember you are worth every ounce of care and pleasure you give yourself. Because confidence, communication, and consent, that's what makes sex, any kind of sex, truly incredible.